Hello everybody and welcome again by my city Skylines 2 city, Zwolle, in the Netherlands. Today we'll be building a big new train station with a tram station in front of it and a brand new neighborhood. So let's get straight into it all. Thank you again for joining me. The train station I want to be building on the place that's almost already designated for it from the start on this map. We'll be placing it just around these 3 train tracks that meet here, and these 3 train tracks go all around the map to almost every single exit point for the trains. And I want to build the neighborhood right in front of it. So let's get straight into it. But first we'll need a rail yard, because without a rail yard we of course can't manage any trains in our city. So I found a place to place our rail yard. I just didn't buy the tiles yet, but I think that's fine. And I'll be starting making the rail yard into one nice complex. And here I'm starting with the highway exit we need for the rail yard. I decided to put it right next to the big interchange we already have, and just make 2 loops of it. So you see me adding some extra lanes, and then you see me eventually add the 2 on and off ramps in. And of course detail it up a little bit. Alright, and just like that we can get started on building our train station. I really want to utilize this Dutch one from the Dutch pack. Also because it fits perfectly here. The map is literally built around it, I think. Because we can place it down just over these 3 railways that go through here. So I'll pause the game and I'll make sure to get the railway in. Alright, and here you see me starting to build the beginning of the infrastructure right in front of our train station. Even here a custom bus SS only for buses, and a custom SS on the other side for the parking lot, so that we can utilize the middle segment for our pedestrians, and eventually our big tram station you maybe already saw on the thumbnail. And here I'm starting with our tram stations. I actually mess around with this for quite some while, because I had something in my mind, but I didn't really know how I was gonna execute it. I did for sure knew that I wanted my stations in front of the train station. I inspired that a lot by my home city, Rotterdam. They have it just to the side of it. You can look it up once if you wish to. It doesn't really look like this, but I think this gives something unique and something that could be very Dutch. You see it also in Amsterdam, that you have the trams right in front of the train station. And right here you see me messing a little bit with it and trying to get the spacing good. And eventually I get somewhere, and I get somewhere I'm actually very pleased with, and I think is a really cool design for our city. Quite unique, if I must say so myself even. And we're really in expansion mode, and we're not stopping yet. It's even gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. Here you see me making the first outline of our canalway, of our fortified city center that it will be in not that long, maybe next episode. Spoiler. You see me outlining the canal, the river that's going here with some roads so that I can get quay walls in. And so I can lay down the road network of our new neighborhood that's coming here. I'm even connecting it up with the old one here. In this episode we just keep building in fast mode. Sped up the whole time. Because here you see me lay down even more of the road layout in front of the station. And this is the road layout we'll be building our new neighborhood around. So you see me laying down some parking here. And extending our tram line through it and taking this one to the side. And creating a channel next to the tram line. Making a bridge for it and connecting it to the water we already have. Then I decide to take this pedestrian path that is actually gonna play another important role in just a second. Just right next to our tram line and connecting it up onto our section along the water here. I'm actually having a little war with the move it tool, but I fix it eventually, and I'll bridge this pedestrian path over the water in just a second. Here I'm creating even more road designs with a little parking in between everywhere and another parking road right here, connecting some dead ends up and giving the pedestrian access we need to all of our tram stations. And here I'm taking the pedestrian street and I'm connecting it all the way through our upcoming city center to the pedestrian street we already had on the other side. And also I'm merging the tram into this pedestrian street so we can take it all the way through and connect it up to our loop station we already have placed down in the neighborhood. And then it's time to actually put down some buildings for the first time in this episode. And we'll be putting down some housing, and we'll be doing it next to our new canal road, I would call it, I think, next to our tram rails. And I'm choosing these assets on purpose because I really think that these assets are the more modern ones of the middle-sized, because you also have a couple that look way more old, and I actually was waiting to use these assets only in the real city center of our city. But I opted to also use them here because I think they give the good vibe here, and they could well be very young. They could be renovated or built in a new old style, but they kind of a lot do here in the Netherlands. So I really like them here in this place. And you see me plopping it right around the circle we created next to the waterfront. And I really think it looks really nice. I really do. And here I'm starting with mixing in some other assets from other asset packs. These are from the UK, these particular ones. Because I do want to switch it up sometimes, like in the Netherlands, it's not just all the orange and weird style that sometimes the Netherlands pack provides. And you do also see a lot of these types of building, in my opinion. And I'm also creating a back alley for it where we can get some parking in and maybe even some recreational parks a little later in this episode. So you see me putting down this parking lot, getting a little decal over top of it, and finishing the rest of the buildings that need to be placed down to complete this, little circle. It's not really a circle, but this little circle of estates. I also get in quite a lot of those mixed-use UK assets again, and finishing up this curve here with the Dutch assets. And here we're continuing with even bigger buildings, just in front of the block we just created. Placing down the corners first, so I know where I have to finish with the middle section buildings. Upgrading this road so we can also have some bicycles on it. And then filling in the blanks. Making sure everything fits so once in a while, because it doesn't always want to fit in on the millimeter, to say it like that, or on the inch for the Americans under us. Creating some SS streets for pedestrians and finishing off with 3 of these Dutch styled apartment buildings I kind of splice into each other. And right here you see me editing this road with Road Builder, putting in some tram tracks in the middle so they are separated from the cars on that section, extending it all the way through our main city intersection, and then also extending it right through the neighborhood we already built. Placing down some commercial assets in front of the placing down some commercial assets in front of our station with some parking at the back. And detailing the area behind our circle, as I called it earlier, up even more. Getting in some pathways and even a circle park, as you can see right here. And here I'm getting started at building a little restaurant just a ways in front of our central station, with a little park right next to it, so that people can also have their needs done with the parks they need right here. And now you see me do some custom parking jobs. I use this Planters. It's a mod on the PDX mods list. And I try to make it a little bit more interesting in front of our train station, a little bit more custom. So you see me placing these benches next to it and the water fountain in the middle. And then some bushes on top. And then you see me using the area bucket to give some surfaces on the underneath of it. And adding in some invisible pedestrian streets so that it can actually be used and we will see people walking through it. Putting in some corner food stands. And filling up these green spaces next to the tram stations. Alright. And now that we are making money, did some big upgrades to our plaza in front of our main train station. I want to connect up some trains because we have the rail yard infrastructure now, and we have our train station and everything in front in place. So I do want to get started on that. So let's look what we want to do. I think I want to make one line to start with, but I don't exactly know where to and where from yet. So let me have a look. Let me select the passenger railway line. And we have Kampen there, Utrecht and Enschede. And these two other stations. I do think I want to have the first line running from Utrecht, because Utrecht is our main central station here in the Netherlands. You have a big chance that if you have to travel somewhere from anywhere in the country, you have to pass through Utrecht. So I think we'll do Utrecht. I'll make the line blue for now so we can see a little bit better. And select Utrecht. Take it right through our main station. And I do need to have it on the middle line, yes. And then I think I want to keep it straight on this track, and that goes to Enschede. And I do think I want to take it all the way back, so I connect it on the other side of the platform and back to Utrecht. Alright. I'm happy with that. We should see some activity coming now to our train station. I do want to select our Dutch trains in a second, but I'll first call this one Enschede, Zwolle, Utrecht, because that's the line it's taking in our city right now. And I want to select these Dutch trains that are already selected. But I do want the 4 times, the little bit smaller one, because I don't think we will have that much passengers yet. So I will deselect this one and I will select the other one. I'm gonna drop the trains down to like 2 because I do think that's enough, and I'll reduce the ticket price to 4 for now. And here we see our first train entering our new station. And now it's time for us to also set up our first tram route so that we can get some extra traffic, extra people to our train station, and it's well connected with also our old neighborhood. So right here, I'm first putting in some stations for the residents that we just moved into our new bit of city. And so we can connect them easily with the rest of them. I will leave this island clear because there are not people living on it yet, so that the trams can go through it on a fast pace. But when we'll build, maybe next episode, spoiler, spoiler, the city center, we will also, of course, put down some stations in there. And right here, we of course already have our loop station, so I'm looking right now where we could actually put down an extra station, because I think that would be beneficial to our citizens there, because it will be quite a far walk for some of the people, even though you could take the bus for a transfer. But I opt for a place close to the school, because I do think that that would be a good place for it. I will not be choosing this place by the bus stations, just one block down. And I will take the station and I will put down the station right here. Right, with all the stations down, we can now start creating our first tram line. So I'll take it from our central station, right through the station in front of our new buildings, and then right into our older neighborhood from the last episodes. And we connect it into our new station and down the road we made for the trams and back again onto our central station. And also, of course, we need something where the trams can spawn in this case. So here I'm looking for a good place for that. And I think a good place will be close to the highway somewhere. So I opt for putting it down closer to our schools here, and I think we can make some easy access from there to the tram rails that are already in place. So I put down a new road, because that road we can upgrade for some tram rails. I delete this little thingy road here and put down 2 of these small tram depots, because I think that will be enough for now. That will give us about 4 or 5 trams. I changed the color of them a little bit so that they are a little bit darker, because I think that looks a little bit nicer. And I will put this color also on the other one, just like this. Yes, and then I will connect them in. I'll just take them in front of the school and then into our roundabout. And now we should have trams going around on our tram route. So let's see if we can see some activity right in... Oh, no. And also we will actually need a high school, now that we have also a better connectivity with our tram route close by. They can just walk over the roundabout and then straight to the schools. I think it's a good time to place in this high school, and because we really needed it, as you guys all can see, and immediately upgrade it with an extension wing. And also the sports hall in the back of it that isn't connected right now because of the pedestrian access for some reason. I will replace that just now. And then I will just put it on the street to the other side. And when I have done that, I will just put a little pedestrian path in the middle of it, so everything is easily accessible for our students going to the high school here. Alright, and with all this new activity in our city going on now, it's also time to create some new jobs, because we are actually running quite high on our unemployment rate right now. It's almost pushing 16%. So I do want to get down some new office buildings, and I was thinking about these French-styled ones, although I don't really know if they will fit right in with our Dutch cells, but I do quite like these ones. But if you guys think otherwise of it or something, that's a great thing for you all to leave in the comments, because I am open for all your suggestions. I do think they will fit for now though. I do want them level 1. And yeah, something like this I do think would really be nice here. So let's see how it will turn out if I put this block all the way in these French little buildings. Yeah, and I think I really like that actually. I do think it fits in quite well, even with those mixed use buildings I added in between them. So that's nice. I will put down some extra detailing right here by this apartments building, so they have, hey, and here is the milestone 6, Boomtown unlocked already, that's also always very nice. To screen them off a little bit more from the road here, because that would be nice if you live there, and also it gives a little visual barrier between our French themed buildings and these Dutch apartments here. And I will also be detailing up our new neighborhood here even further. So let's get straight into the time lapse again. Alright everyone, and I want to thank you all very much for watching again to this episode. I didn't expect my first 2 episodes would be picked up so good by all you guys. There were quite a few mistakes in them, but I hope that they are fixed for the most part in this episode, and that you enjoyed watching again. That you enjoyed seeing me build the neighborhood you're looking at one more time at the moment. Placing down our first real public transport and really just giving the city an upgrade. It's for me quite cool to see how my first episodes are being picked up, even though they only have like 400 or 500 views. For me that is like insane. And I want to thank you all so very much. And I really hope that I will see you guys all next time. So for now, again, I will want to say, dankjewel. En doei doei allemaal.